Welcome back to the Road to the Cup channel. My name is Rachel, and you can find all the written previews at roadtocupblog.blogspot.com. Today's preview is for the Stephen Foster. It's at 1.125 on dirt at Churchill, and it's a win you're in for the Classic. A field of 7 are entered, so let's take a look at this year's Foster field. So I'm going to just go through the field very quickly. Number 1 is Commissioner. He is by AP Indy. Javier Castellano will ride for Todd Pletcher. Number 2 is Lee. He is by First Samurai. Joel Rosario will ride for Belmont. Number 3 is Pagano. He is by Tis Wonderful. Robbie Alvarado will ride for Chris Hartman. Number 4 is Noble Bird. He is by Birdstone. Sean Bridgewahan will ride for Mark Catsey. Number 5 is Opportunity. He is by Any Given Saturday. Mike Smith will ride for Bob Baffert. Number 6 is Majestic Harbor. He is by Rockport Harbor. Corey Lennery will ride for Paul McGee. And finally, number 7, Cat Burglar. He's by Umbrado Son. Victor Espinoza will ride for Bob Baffert. So that is your field. So now I'm going to just go over the horses individually. Commissioner won the Pimlico Special and the Skip-Away. He ran second in last year's Belmont. This is going to be his first Churchill start. The fact that he ran well both at the 2 other Triple Crown tracks hopefully means that it is good news to run here. I don't think he'll win. I have in my top 5, but don't be surprised if he doesn't hit the board. Lee was 3rd in the Dubai World Cup and 2nd in his defense of the Don Handicap. He has always run pretty well at Churchill. Granted, a lot of those starts were on turf, including a start against Wise Dan. But I really like him. I don't know, though, if he's going to be in the top 3. Just the fact that there's a lot of good horses in this field. And I think he's going to just need to start to get back in the swing of things because of the Dubai bounce. I hope he doesn't bounce, though. But I think he's just going to need a race to get back into the swing of things. Pagano is one of 2 horses who I think has no chance in this race. He won an allowance optional claimer, but before that he was 7th in the same condition, so he's taking a big step up in class here. His lone other stakes try was last year in the Southwest, and he was 10th in it, so that's not good. He's going to have to run the race of his life to have any chance here. Noble Bird, on the other hand, I really like. 2nd in Alashiba, 1 allowance optional claimer, and before the Alashiba, he had won 3 of the last 4. And that race was flattered last week when Honor Code won the Met Mile. But of course, that was at 1 turn, which is Honor Code's preferred distance. And which is the distance. But I really like Noble Bird here. Opportunity, 3rd in the San Antonio and won the San Pasquale, but he did win the Clark over the surface last year. I also like his chances, not as much as Noble Birds, but I think he has a good chance. And I think Normally, I would put Cat Burglar ahead of him, but because his jockey has been so busy this week with non-racing opportunities, which is great for him, he hasn't. This is going to be his first night racing since last week. So for that reason, I just like the fact that he has a class rider opportunity, and I think hopefully expecting some big things down the road from him. Because right now, for speed and stuff, other than American Pharoah, he might be the only other Baffert horse who is going well, because Bayern is certainly not going well right now. Majestic Harbor is the other horse who I think has no chance. If you had asked me the same thing a year ago, I would have said he had a good chance, but he's 7 now, 9th in the Louisville handicap. He did win an allowance optional claimer before that, but really, honestly, since his Gold Cup win last year, it has not gone well for him. And I would love, love, love to be wrong because he was my classic pick last year. But I feel like his best days are behind him. And Cat Burglar, of course, he has the same trainer and jockey as American Pharoah. Third in the Pimlico Special and second in the allowance optional claimer. He has never been off the board in a stakes race. Of course, his jockey is finally getting back to his day job after an amazing week where he did a lot of stuff. I mean, Victor was on today with Bob and Ozias, of course. And then he did Kelly and Michael. I think he presented an award at the CMT Awards in Nashville. Did a ton of interviews. Now it's time to get back to work in the nitty gritty. I think he has a good chance. The fact that he has never been off the board in a stakes race. And yeah, so I really like him here. So the field again is number 1, Commissioner, number 2, Lee, number 3, Panagal, number 4, Noble Bird, number 5, Opportunity, number 6, Majestic Harbor, number 7, Cat Burglar. That is your field for the Stephen Foster. Up next, my picks. So my picks for this year Foster are Noble Bird to win. I feel like that he is probably coming into his own self as possibly a late developing 4-year-old. I really like him here. The fact is that he was second on the surface last time out, and the race has been flattered by an Osloran. I really like him here. I like Opportunity. For a second, he's coming off a layoff, which is why I don't like him to win. I think he might need a race. But I like him a little bit more than Cat Burglar, just based on the week. If the Victor is focused back on riding, I would flip them. But for now, and for, well, ever, well, not forever, but for this race, I like Opportunity for the run-up spot, and then for show, I like Cat Burglar. I just feel like that outside of Noble Bird, he's probably the best one in form. Commissioner and Lee, I really like them. I think they're gonna finish 4th and 5th in some order, and with Panadol and Majestic Harbor bringing up the rear, I feel like, I'm afraid. So again, to win, I like Noble Bird. For second, I like Opportunity. And for third, I like Cat Burger. So that is it for the Foster preview. I apologize for getting this up really late. It's just been a crazy week with Triple Crown, getting all my written previews up. Now, next week, there are 2 Winning Your Ends in South America. I will not be able to do written recaps of those, though, until later in the following week. That is because I am going on a long scheduled vacation to Florida. I will be gone from Thursday to Thursday, so I will be back in time for the Belmont Derby, Belmont Oaks, all those races the following week, UN, where we will probably see Main Sequence return from Dubai. Of course, Wednesday, California Chrome goes in the Prince of Wales's at Royal Ascot. We'll see how well he does over there. And yeah, so keep up with the blog, which of course is at roadtothecupblog.blogspot.com. My regular racing blog for OneDrive.blogspot.com. I will have a ton of new content coming up over the next several weeks, so check that out. And I will be back on Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Tuesday, with a video recap of all 3 Winning Your Ends, the Fleur de Lis, the Shoemaker, and of course the Foster. So see you until then.